What? You didn't think that I wasn't gonna talk about EA on my show, did you? Oh, these motherfuckers.
They try to drag me down, kicking and screaming, waist deep, trying to keep from sinking. Run, 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 and I'm trying not to be who they are.
Yes, it has come to this. It's that time that we're going to talk about everybody's favorite punching bag in the video gaming industry, EA Games. Or, I said that wrong, EA Sports. Fuck that game. Now, for anybody that is a fan of my Twitch channel, or just my channels in general, you'll notice a lack of content coming from anything EA outside of the occasional retro stream, or possibly, you know, the very, 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 very rare chance that I actually play, like, EA Sports NHL. But other than that, you'll notice that there is, like, nothing EA. And those unfamiliar with me and my channels, you'd be asking, well, wait a minute, why? Now, truth be told, there was a time and place years ago where if you had told me a new Need for Speed was coming out, or anything EA was coming out, I would have leapt at the chance to play and been first in line to be like, yep, sign me the fuck up for that. But those times have come, gone, and are buried inside the graveyard that EA now buries its dead publishers. We'll get to that later. EA's complete history is out there for everybody to see, and if you guys want more in-depth on everybody else's opinion on EA's, I would highly recommend checking out The Company Man, Jim Sterling, Larry Bundy Jr., and a plethora of other channels. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to explain my hatred towards EA. Savvy with that? Where does my hatred of EA start? Honestly, it starts a little later than it probably should have, and it starts with 2012's Need for Speed Most Wanted. Now, to set the stage for this one, Need for Speed Most Wanted, the 2005 title, is one of my most favorite games of all fucking time. You don't believe me? There is a time and place I would have bought Need for Speed titles without questioning it. And like I said, Need for Speed Most Wanted, this game right here, is an amazing title. Still to this day, I would highly recommend anybody play it. 2012's Most Wanted, no such luck there, my friend. Scaling back anything recognizable from the original Most Wanted, the only thing that Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 brought to the series was heartache. And honestly, that's kind of where the hatred started. I bought the game, returned it, never touched it again. Keeping with that time period, let's not forget that EA also is the harbinger of Project $10. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with Project $10, it's not something you have to worry about now, but back when the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 were in their heyday, EA introduced this neat little program that sought to fuck over anybody that did not purchase a game outright. If you remember back in those times, you would purchase a new game, and inside the jacket for the game, there would be this neat little piece of paper that had a redemption code on it for access to online components, DLC, what have you. However, if you were to have purchased that same game used, and that code had already been used, you were fucked. You had to then contact EA for another code, which would charge you $10. This was EA's way of saying, fuck you, you thrifty cunt, for not buying our game brand new. Don't get me wrong, I get it, EA is a business. They think business-like. That's all they do. Fine for them. But they have introduced so many shit things to the industry that are now standard that we don't even really think about anymore. And how's this for a 2-for-1 special on the point meter? Look at this game right here. What do you see? This, my friend, is Star Wars Battlefront 2. From Pandemic. This is an amazing game. By far one of the most amazing titles on the PlayStation 2. I still play it to this day with my kids. Now, the thing about this game is that it's innovative. Okay, for its time, it was amazing. Had online play, had everything you could ask for in a Star Wars title. Now, EA, after acquiring the rights to make Star Wars games from Disney, decides that the first fucking game that they are going to do is going to be called Battlefront, which, to older gamers like myself, was a shock. I hear Battlefront and I immediately think of that. I pick up Battlefront and what the fuck do I find? Battlefield featuring Star Wars! And nothing else. Had been the only cardinal sin against Battlefront, I would have been willing to forget it. But not only did they completely fuck up the entire formula of Battlefront, they did it again with Battlefront 2! And brought themselves into the middle of political controversy over loot boxes in the goddamn beta. Let that sink in for a minute. A beta game that already had loot boxes in it. And just so we're clear on what loot boxes are for the, I guess, uneducated, loot boxes are these neat little things in video games. You see them quite a bit, thanks in no small part to EA pushing them down our throats every chance they fucking get, is this little, basically gambling mechanic in which you pay for this box. Now, it could be a box, it could be a drop, it could be named anything. EA recently has been trying to call it surprise mechanics because they don't want to be associated with the loot box fiasco, but same shit, EA, we get it. So basically what happens is, you would pay a fee to get one of these boxes, whether it be in-game currency or real-life currency. Sorry, we can't call it real-life currency. It's premium currency that you pay real money for. So what the fuck is the difference, EA? But anyway, you pay a fee for said box, and this rolls you into a chance to get an item that is, you know, based in an algorithm. It could be something as simple as a cosmetic. It could be a weapon upgrade. It could be a weapon that could help you beat the fucking game, as in pay-to-win mechanics. Every single EA game has them. And hey, speaking of absolutely ludicrous loot crate, surprise mechanics, whatever bullshit you want to roll into, let's talk about card packs real quick. You'll find a lot of these in EA sports titles like FIFA, Madden, NHL, pretty much anything that holds a sports value to fucking EA. But recently I've noticed, and this isn't really recently, this is 2017, Need for Speed Payback, which from the trailers looked like it could be a turnaround for the entire series, bringing it back to the underground roots. Fuck no. They, being EA, in their infinite wisdom, ditched the entire progression unlock system of previous games and pretty much any other game in which your skill would determine what you unlock as far as customization or improvements to your vehicle, and rolled it into a card pack situation where the cards would be randomly generated from these packs. You would get a pack, and whatever random fucking card you pulled out would be the customization or the upgrade to your vehicle. What is that? Where's the progression? What's the point in doing better if all I'm going to be able to do is roll for a random chance at getting a part I might need for my car? That is the stupidest fucking thing I have ever heard of in my entire life. And guess who did it? EA Sports. What the fuck ever, dude? That is the most ludicrous bullshit I have ever heard in my life. And again, heartbreaking because I love Need for Speed, but I won't touch it. I mean, truth be told, it's on my PlayStation right now. You can see it right behind me. I did not pay a penny for it because it is one of the PS Plus games of the month, and that's the only time I ever buy anything anymore. Because again, you can see behind me, Star Wars Battlefront 2, that's my kid's fault, by the way, is a trash fucking game. Earlier, I mentioned that graveyard. Yeah, let's talk about that graveyard real quick, EA. Let's talk about all the studios that you have bought up over the years. These little companies that have made these amazing titles that you basically assimilated into your corporate structure at EA, and then at the drop of a fucking hat, took out behind the woodshed and old yellered the shit out of them. Yeah, that happened. A lot, by the way. Bullfrog, Westwood, Pandemic, Visceral. I could keep going, but you get the picture. Every single one of these studios has been consumed by this monster that is EA. And for what purpose, you're asking? Well, basically because they did not fit the corporate structure of EA. That being, they weren't bringing in that big stack of money that EA wanted at the time. And the latest, Visceral, why were they axed? Because, for the record, Visceral has some pretty amazing games under their belt. Dead Space being one of them. So, why were they axed? Because last I checked, Visceral was working on a single-player Star Wars experience. Oh my god, and there it is. Single player. EA being one of the companies that is at the forefront of the single-player games are dead. Oh, and hey, while we're at it, I mean, since we're already talking about shit that EA has, destroyed, let's talk about the mobile market, because, gee, man, dude, this gets even funnier. Have you ever actually played an EA mobile title? It is the most excruciating experience you will ever have. You think grinding in their Battlefront title for fucking shit is bad? Oh, lordy, you have no idea until you've played The Sims or even Dungeon Keeper. My god, 8-hour real-time wait time to do basic tasks. In the fucking Sims? Are you kidding me? Like, that is incredibly ridiculous. Oh, but hold on. There is a thing you can do to circumvent that whole situation, and it's called buying premium currency. So you want me, EA, to shell out my real cash to pay for a premium currency so that my Sim can bake a fucking cake in less than 8 hours? Does that even sound remotely plausible to you? I mean, to them, yeah, it is. And that your guys' last few harebrained schemes haven't really played out to your expectations there, EA. Outside of you being brought and dragged kicking and screaming into court over your loot box fiasco bullshit, lest we forget what you did to fucking Mass Effect Andromeda. My god, that is the last time I will pre-order a game. Probably not, I'll probably end up pre-ordering a game at some point, but that is the final time I will ever buy outright a brand new EA title. Because after playing Mass Effect 2 and 3, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda, what could possibly go wrong? Where do you even begin with a game so unfinished, unpolished, and in a buggy trash state? I'm not even talking about character animations, because I could give a fuck less about graphics at this point. The game hardly functioned on launch. Oh, and hey, a little more salt in the wound there, EA. How's Anthem working out for you? Yeah, let's talk about Anthem real quick. I talked about it in one of my last vlogs where I said that it's not a dead game, but even I was a little skeptical that it was still a thing. It may not be a dead game. I will not call it a dead game, but I will call it a game on life support. Because holy fuck, if there is any game that has launched in the most half-assed bullshit state of any game, it has to be Anthem. Even Fallout 76 was released in a better polished state. And holy fuck, if you're doing worse than Bethesda, come on! The bad part about that is it won't even be EA taking the fall for Anthem. So, Anthem was developed by BioWare. BioWare, we know, is capable of making amazing games. Dragon Age, Mass Effect, they are amazing games. Hell, these are the guys that helmed the original Knights of the Old Republic, and it was a fucking amazing game until EA took their dick and stuck it into the formula and fucked it all up. So, if Anthem does end up becoming a complete failure and actually dying, I foresee this happening. Here's my prediction. EA will turn around and blame BioWare for this entire fiasco, which it's not BioWare's fault, it is EA's fault, completely and 100%, but they will take the opportunity to close BioWare down, and they will join the plethora of studios that have already been old yellered by EA. But what do you think? Am I overreacting? Am I blowing this way out of proportion? Or do you agree with me? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and by the way, I talk about this shit all the time on my Twitch channel. Like, no joke, EA is probably a topic that comes up more often than I would like to admit. But if you want to have it out over there on Twitch, be sure to visit us there live during the week, late nights on twitch.tv/AfterDarkShark. I will see you there. So I'm going to go and I'm going to play a game that wasn't made by EA. Like, at this point, I will just go and play, fuck it, Fallout 76, because at least it's a little more finished than Anthem ever will be. Peace, guys.